Welcome back, this is M-Dog. This will be the final report here on 57-138, at least for today. I just feel like I really had to do a follow-up video. I've spent a lot more time here. This looks like a decent common we're pulling in right now, by the way. And I just want to kind of give a final update on what we're using, the PVA, and all the information you need. Also just wanted to highlight the fact that there's actually some really good fish here. I think last time I put on the title that I was, we're at 98 fish, so we can't hold much more, that I was considering this a grade of A, and I would stay with that. I was tempted to upgrade this to an A+, would be my first A+ rated spot, but here's why I wouldn't do that. The one thing that holds this back is the small common carp. This has been a tremendous spot, and the thing that I really wanted to highlight, if you look at all these ghosties, tons of common carp ghost, and then I also got a weekly, US weekly scaleless ghost carp, and these are rare, you know, and so if this spot has a chance of producing the scaleless ghost carp as well as the common carp ghost, that's just pretty special. We've also gotten some really nice mirror linear and leathers over time. I've sold a lot of fish already, but I'm back to almost 100 again. Look at all these beautiful frame-sideds. Tons of common carp, but like I said, you're going to end up with lots of small ones too. That's the only thing, if anything holds it back, it's that. We also landed a trophy tench here. So just a really, really nice spot. So let's go ahead and look at the setups. They are all three exactly the same in terms of baits. As always, I have my carp setups in terms of the strength of the setup sort of to reflect the different reels and the rod. There's the first rod I have is a little different. The other two are Carp Fortunas. But what you need to know here is the baits you're using. Folks are really having a good time at this spot right now. Even with like alphas. I mean, you know, you're in the pond. You're not going to get spooled. You just got to outlast the fish, right? So, of course, we are using a classic pop-up rig here. Mulberry 15 pop-up, Old Pal Mulberry Purple on the artificial corn, Mulberry Dip, and then this PVA. The clip is going to be 20, as you see, and in general, you're aiming for the middle of that 1 meter spot in the middle of the pond. Okay, I mean that's basically what we're doing here. We are at 100 fish, so we're not going to be casting it back in. Let me show you the PVA real quick, and then we'll run over and check the cafe and sell some fish just to finish this video up. I don't know. I may fish here some more tonight. We'll see. But for now, I want to go make a leveling tips video. Looking forward to doing that. But this has been such a good spot. So the base ingredient we're using is rye bran. And then we've got 3 crushed up boilies. We've got the Mulberry 15 pop-up, the Black Currant 14 pop-up, and the Mulberry 10 pop-up. And then we're on top of that, the other additive is going to be the Black Currant Feed Pellets 8. So relatively expensive PVA bag. You know, anytime you go over one set of crushed boilies, the price is going up a little bit, but totally worth it here. I can't tell you how well this spot has worked. And it's one of those spots that you kind of want to just sit on for a few hours if you've got the time, you know. A lot of us are quarantined at home. This is a good spot for right now. Really thankful I found this. I've been wanting to fish it at Amber, and just hadn't, of the spots I've investigated, this one included yesterday. None of them stood out. So thankful I came back to this spot. Folks in my chat were very quick to point out that this spot continues to seem to be doing well, and so I was like, well, let me try it again. I think the difference was this time just using the same bait in all 3 rods with the same PVA bags. Unfortunately, all this has coincided when really we've had some pretty terrible orders for Amber. Earlier in when I made the first video and had first started fishing here, there was a couple of okay orders, but past that they've all been pretty terrible. So let's look and see by price what we're looking at. So trophy tench, our #1 fish, but then those common carp ghosts that were a little on the larger side, actually pretty close to 4 kilos, show up. The Scaleless Ghost Carp, even though it was only 3 kilos, was worth 10 silver. So all of them together, we're at 1,247 silver. So not that you're going to do this in an hour or anything. I mean, this was over the course of some time. But the bite rate is such that, whoo, that feels good. The bite rate is such that it'll happen quicker than you think. It's just a really good spot right now to grind out some silver. And though many baits are working, that mulberry seemed to be working really good. And I ended up focusing on the mulberry primarily because of the common ghost carp, as I talked about in the last video. But like, you could go to the Scaleless ghost carp and see that it's just what a lot of people are using right now. You could try mulberry yellow. I mean, I've seen that show up a couple of times, but mostly it's mulberry purple and the mulberry 15 pop up. But you see there are some varieties. The only one of these that was caught today for the overall weekly was this one right here. Most of these were caught all the way back to the 14th. So it might be that this spot is kind of hitting its groove again today, or, you know, some of these might have been caught in different spots. I just don't know. But let's check on the common carp ghost. Were those today? No. So 2 of them were in the last couple days, but again, it looks like this was from like 3 or 4 or 5 days ago when there was a spot that was doing really well. Might have been the same spot. I just don't know. I mean, again, the first time I tried this spot was yesterday. Didn't have near the results that we did today. That's funny. Night crawlers for the... So anyway, I really recommend it. Let's run down there one more time just so I can tell you the coordinates one more time, just in case you missed it. It's just right here in the pond at this first dock as you're running down on the left side of the pond. And it's just been a blast. I haven't had, you know, between this and that spot at Bear, I haven't had so much fun fishing carp in quite a while. And it's definitely one of my favorite things to do in this game when the carp are pretty consistent. There's nothing quite like it. But it's right here, 57, 138. Looking out at that 1 meter hole right here in the pond. All right, thanks. Just wanted to update you one more time on it. I'm going to get working on a leveling tips video, kind of chill, have a little fun. But I do appreciate you checking this out, and I'll see you next time.